Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're diving into something that's honestly as fascinating as it is deeply unsettling. We're looking at psychological research that doesn't just, study the mechanics of the mind. It literally questions what it means to be human. We're going to see what happens when the very foundation of who we are gets completely stripped away. It's a pretty wild ride, so let's just get right into it. I want you to imagine something for a second. You open your eyes to complete emptiness. You're alive, sure, your heart is beating, but you have no name, no past. You're just a blank slate in a totally unfamiliar room. In that exact moment, without a single piece of the context that usually defines you, who are you? Section 1, Waking Up Without a Past. Section 2, What Builds Your Identity? Because before we can really explore losing ourselves, we've got to establish our baseline. What actually makes you, you? Well, identity goes far beyond just a name on a birth certificate. Actually, scratch that. It goes beyond even the face you see in the mirror. It's this massive, complex architecture built out of three main things: your memories, your specific lived experiences, and your emotions. Every single thing you've ever felt, seen, or done, it all weaves together to build this huge, ongoing narrative. It is the story of you. And this brings up a massive existential conflict. Think about it. If we strip away that entire story, all those memories and experiences we just talked about, does the person left over in that complete emptiness stay the same? Basically, if you remember the story, is the author still there or does it just disappear? Section 3, When Memory Disappears. Now, we know memory can naturally disappear from everyday tragedies, things like car accidents, severe brain injuries, psychological trauma, or neurological diseases. These can all act like a giant eraser to a person's life story. It's the medical foundation of identity loss, and the scariest part is it happens entirely outside of anyone's control. But what's really chilling about documented deep trauma cases is that we aren't just talking about forgetting where you left your keys. No. In extreme instances, patients have woken up in hospitals not only failing to recognize their own families, but feeling like their past life literally didn't belong to them at all. Imagine looking at a photo of your spouse, knowing logically who they are, but feeling absolutely zero emotional connection. It's a profound level of isolation. And when identity vanishes like that, the brain doesn't just accept the void. It desperately scrambles to rebuild reality. It starts asking these massive, unanswerable questions. Who am I? Where was I before this? Why do these strangers know me? Ultimately, that frantic searching forces the mind into this super fragile state, basically suspended right between existence and emptiness. Section 4, The Darker Psychological Studies. Historically, researchers wanted to push the boundaries, so they subjected individuals to some incredibly harsh environments. We're talking total isolation, sensory deprivation, immense psychological stress, and even deliberate memory disruption techniques. They wanted to strip away all the comfort of context to see exactly what was left underneath. And the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that under these extreme stressors, the human mind literally begins to break apart. It just can't hold its shape. Subjects in these studies started showing profound identity confusion, severe memory fragmentation, and this really chilling emotional detachment. The narrative of who they were basically shattered under the pressure. Section 5, The Empty Subject Phenomenon. Clinically, doctors call this dissociative amnesia, or identity disruption, but it often results in what's known as the empty subject. This is a state where patients describe the absolute terror of watching their own life happen without actually being a part of it. They can't recall their name, they don't recognize loved ones, and they feel completely disconnected from their own existence. It's literally like being a ghost haunting your own body. And you know what the most frightening aspect of this is? It's not just forgetting facts. It's the total loss of belonging. It's having no past, no anchor, no certainty about tomorrow, just a human mind desperately trying to rebuild itself from absolute scratch. Belonging is kind of the glue of identity, and without it, you're completely adrift. Section 6, The Ultimate Philosophical Question. Looking at all this, we're really forced to ask this incredible question. If a human mind can be completely wiped clean, like totally reset, would they emerge as the exact same person or someone entirely new? If you reboot the hard drive, does the same software run, or does a brand new consciousness take over? And the wild thing is science currently has no clear answer for this. The true nature of the self remains this profound mystery. We know the brain adapts, sure, But the actual essence of you, where it lives, if it can be permanently deleted, that's a question that still baffles the brightest minds in neuroscience today. So, ultimately, identity loss proves to be so much more than just a rare medical condition. It's a massive philosophical question about human existence itself. Are we nothing more than our collected memories? Or is there something deeper, some underlying essence that sticks around even when the facts of our lives are entirely wiped away? Which leaves us with this final, really haunting thought to take away from our explainer today. You can easily lose your memories. That much is medically proven. But can you ever truly lose yourself? Thanks so much for joining me to unpack this one. Keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.